I'm very excited, or we're very excited, that we could move on for the next few days with our new topic of movement or exercise. When we speak about the nature of change, when we speak about changing our mindset, our heart set, I think one of the most powerful, quickest way to change our whole being is through what we would call exercise or intense movement. Now, there are many, many different layers to human experience, and we've spoken about the layers of human experience to do with breath, really important, and we just touched the surface. Mamash touched the surface. There's so much to speak about the science of breathing, or even hydration, so important, and sleeping. We've spoken about eating. Now, all of these will change us. All of these will help us. I think one of the quickest ways to change our whole being is through intense exercise. And what we could notice is the reason why we should or could exercise is because our normative behaviors of once are not the normal behaviors of how we live now. So once upon a time we were out and about, we were active, we burnt up all those calories that we put into our body. We were pushing ourselves mentally and physically. We had to work. We had to get up in the middle of the night to deal with the animals. We had to go out in the cold and the rain. We had to push ourselves. Tremendous growth is found outside our comfort zone. And Chazde Hashem today, on one hand, look at the world we live in. It's a world of comfort. However, from a much deeper perspective, this world of comfort is breeding ill health, weakness, mental health issues. Exercise, I find, number one, is important because we do not use our bodies the way we did. So we're rapidly becoming unhealthy, more and more unhealthy as each day goes by. And as well, it's the quickest way to change our whole system. It really is. It's profound. And it helps us with everyday movements that usually would not be experienced. So when we're speaking about exercise, it's a big, big subject, and we're just touching the surface here. So let's share a couple of points to think about. Number one, we have joints. We have, as we know, balance, cardiovascular, muscular system strength, and there's different ways of giving proper nutrition to each part of these elements, and it's going to help us in our everyday life. So let's start with balance. How many people as they age become less and less confident because they lack the balance? Balance is really important. Just practicing standing on one foot and then standing on the other foot for half a minute to a minute. Stand on one foot with your eyes closed. Or, for example, you can get up in a push-up position and just pick one hand up and create balance and strength training for your arms. Getting in a squat position and just balancing. Balance is really, really, really important. There's something called proprioception, which improves as well, that helps you balance. Balance, really important. What about mobility? So as we age, our joints become stiffer. They don't have to. Again, aging can be very graceful. Longevity is so important. We want to live as from Eden for a long time. Years and years, 110, 120 years, 130 years we want to be living, Chevra. So mobility, mobilizing all the knobbly bits, starting with your neck, mobilizing 3 times one way, 3 times the other. Mobilization is just moving around the joints, shoulder joints, elbows, wrists, fingers. Your spine is multi-dimensional. It moves in different ways. There's different angles, so leaning backwards and forwards, side to side, and twisting. Hips, so going down in a squat position, up and down, is good for your hips, your knees, your ankles. Picking up your knees to help loosen your hips. Ankle turns left and right, wiggling your toes. So you've got balance, mobilization. Then you've got strength training, for example. A quick Full body workout is squats, which is working your thighs, your back, balance. You've got stomach crunches, push-ups. So this is good. You could do, for example, with everything so far, standing, balancing for a half a minute at a time. Mobility is, just spend a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds, 5 to 10 seconds each joint. And then push-ups, if you could do 2 sets of, start off with 5 if needs be, 1 if needs be, but 2 sets. Then the next day you can do stomach crunches, next day squats. You could split it up over the week. For example, cardiovascular exercises, jump rope, skipping rope, going for a quick walk or run, and stretching. A little bit difficult to share over the recorder, but different stretches, you could find different stretches. The point is that it has dramatic impact over your whole life. And again, Chevra, as we've said all the way through, a change anywhere is a change everywhere. And to have the ability to, you change your whole being, you feel better, you feel more comfortable in your skin, you're stronger, healthier, move out of your comfort zone, you could push more. Think about it, and more than think about it, experience. Right now, do 10 push-ups, 5 squats. Right now, stand on 1 foot at a time for a minute each. You could do this. It's not so difficult. Mobilizing doesn't take long. My Seder Hayom, just to maintain, I get up in the morning, I do mobilization. I mobilize my neck, shoulders, all the way down to my ankles and toes. Then I do every day something new. I do one day called calf raises, kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. I do 20 calf raises, 2 to 3 sets. Then I do squats, I do 2 sets of 20. Next day is push-ups. I could do 2 to 3 sets of 30 push-ups. I do next day stomach crunches. I do 20, 30, 50 stomach crunches, 2 to 3 sets. Then I've got my jump rope, my skipping rope, my bag work. I do boxing on a bag, kicking and boxing with the bag, go for a run. And try to split it up over the week and tell you, it changes you. You have more energy, you're happier. It's easier to do the other things that we've spoken about so far. So Chevra, experiment and experience. You got this. Bracha, mazel and hatzlacha. And remember, there's unbelievable ways to improve your life, and they're not always so difficult. It takes consistency, which we'll eventually speak about. Be'ezras Hashem, mamash, you should have simchas hachaim, yishva das, archavas hadas, menuchas hanefesh, kol tov, kol yeshuas.